Hello everybody, welcome back to the Forest Job and welcome to the Europa League. It's Nottingham Forest versus Rota Volgograd today, easy for me to say. And before we get into the game plan and who's going to be representing the boys in the Garibaldi red shirts, let me just ask that you click on the subscribe button if you enjoy the episode. If you really enjoy the episode, you could also click the like. That would be very, very helpful to me. And leave a comment. If you're enjoying things and you want to let me know, let me know. But with all of that out of the way, let's go into the game plan and let's see who's going to be playing for us today. Well, a fairly clean bill of health, I have to say. Newbold not in the best of form, and I am tempted, in fact I will, give Samba the nod ahead of him. Should I risk Worrell? No, I don't think I should. McKenna actually played very well last time out, so McKenna is going to get a game. As for who's going to be captain in Worrell's absence, why not? Let's give it to Jetro. Now, that being said, we also have a selection concern up front because Centurion's not in the best of form. Again, this is the Europa League, which means that, especially looking at their team here, we can probably afford to rotate. And although I wouldn't say that Hlošek is a rotation option for Centurion because he is markedly better in most aspects, we are still in the midst of trying to get his teamwork up. As you can see, before making a change, 95, that's that little shield in the top right hand corner. That's how well the team get on as a group. If we go over and we select Hlošek, 92, it's not too bad, but it is a reduction. So Hlošek can come in, and I think Lolly can start this game. Wilson can come in if he's needed. As far as strikers are concerned, do you know, I'm really tempted to throw Nyangbo on the bench. I think he had a good game last time out. It's just about getting him that goal, isn't it? Yeah, why not? Let's throw him on. Oh, do we have two different striking options? This is a really good question. It's a really, really good question. I'll tell you something I am going to do. I'm going to throw Frimpong on the bench for Worrell because Zafuik can play centre-back. So if we need cover at centre-back, we can always move him across and bring on Frimpong. Frimpong can also play at left-back, so that gives us lots of options in that role. And that also means it frees up Yuri Ribeiro. So we could, in theory, make it a very attacking bench. A very attacking bench, maybe too attacking. Who knows? Who am I to say whether it's too attacking or not? But we'll have a look. Maybe it is a little bit too attacking. We've got two strikers, two wingers, an attacking midfielder, a defensive midfielder, and a fullback. Screw it. It will be fine. It will be fine, he said, before they got hammered by the unfancied Russian side. Okay, here we go. We're going to kick off, get into the game. It's a home game, so hopefully the home team advantage will present itself. Hopefully the home fans will give us that extra little push the 12th man often does. And if we were to win this game, I think it would be a massive, massive step forward in qualifying from our Europa League group at the first time of asking after many, many years of absence from European competition for Nottingham Forest, a team that have a grand history in European competition. Of course, remember, they are two-time Champions League winners, back when it was the European Cup and the Champions League was just a marketing manager's wet dream. I do like the fact that Volgograd don't have a sponsor on their shirt. It harkens back to the not so distant days of when Barcelona didn't have sponsors either, because they were too big of a club to lower themselves to that. Obviously, money eventually started talking, and speaking of money and Barcelona, we all know where they are at the moment as far as money's concerned. They're in the shits. Hopefully they can get out of that. It's horrible to see big clubs like that faltering, especially ones that don't directly compete with your own. As Arcas takes the throw in off of the hands of Willems, plays it back to Willems again, into Busquets now. Hadji does his man, gets it out to Zafuik, little chip into the middle, And the defender puts it over his own goal for a corner kick, which Willems will happily oblige from this left-hand side. An in-swinger. Ploshek heading it on. Busquets tries to knock it over the top to Hernandez, can't quite manage it, and here's Saplinov now. And we can't take this team lightly. Just because they don't necessarily have the highest ratings individually doesn't mean that their teamwork isn't any less dangerous to us. Ploshek to Arcas. Cross into the box, Hernandez looking for it. Defender does very well. It will be another corner, which Willems will play back in. Ploshek underneath it again, heads it on again. They're starting to get some joy from that. Here's Busquets, good shot. He's got a taste for goal now, after his heroics of the FA Cup last time out. And you know what, eventually that little flick on from Ploshek is going to cause problems. We'll try and mix up the corner routine though. Let's go for a dash this time. We tend to get someone on the end of the ball when we go with a dash. Willems out swinger, Lolly underneath it, doesn't quite make contact. Zafuik should pick this up ahead of any Volgograd players. And it comes back in, Hernandez underneath again, no real joy, but we get a third bite at the cherry here. That's a lovely cross in, a real teaser. It looks like Hernandez was just offside. Indeed he was. In fact, he was half a body offside, which by his standards is an absolute country mile. So Volgograd will restart from a kick inside the penalty area. The goalkeeper will take Kondric. Long ball up the middle of the park. Bremer underneath it. Didn't need Bremer in the end. Here's McKenna. Busquets, Arcas. Couldn't get the pass through. Is that Antonio Valencia? I wonder. Well, could have been a foul. Willems does the job. I think this team might be a little bit more difficult to score against than I might have given them credit for. Reason being, they're basically just defending. Right, here's Ploshek. Can he get on the end of it? No, but they just about managed to dig it out for a throw-in, which we will greedily accept. Here's Hadji into the middle. Lolly underneath it. Couldn't get anything on there, though. And I think Hadji's taken the man out while stretching for the ball. Don't think it will be a booking, but it will be a free kick. He's going to have to be careful. Maybe we have to invite them onto us a little bit so we can get in behind them. Olsen. Ball forward. McKenna underneath it. Doesn't quite win the header. Oh, here's a chance. And we get away with it. But we're going to have to be careful. Because it only takes one chance like that. Hadji. Long ball over the top. Hernandez chasing. Headed by the defender. Goalkeeper takes. I get the feeling it's going to be something like that, which ends up getting us in the goals. Kipiani, Cordera. He's got around Zafuik. And Valencia's in here. Busquets manages to dispossess him fairly straightforward. Can we get one through to Hernandez? He's in behind the defence here. Good strike, good save. Didn't have a massive amount of direction to it, the strike, but it was enough to get the goalkeeper worried. That's a poor cross. Out for a corner. So Willems to the near post. Hadji underneath it. Doesn't get his head on it. David I can't even say that name. Hlošek! Oh, it's a mix-up that's caused it, but a goal has resulted nonetheless. Hlošek and Hernandez harrying the defence, causing the mistake, and then Hlošek, it's not quite lolly on the volley, but it's the same result. Here you see Hernandez getting in, getting his foot to it, bouncing it up in the air, and on the volley, Hlošek makes no mistake. Why you should always put pressure on defences, even if it seems like a lost cause. 1-0 to Forest. And now Volgograd are really going to have to push forward. And I'm slightly worried that they might end up doing us. Just like that. Like the passing is not that of a team that has an average rating in the 60s. Oh dear. And straight away we give it away again. Don't like giving the ball away in my own half. Right, Bremer, win this header, boy. No, he's lost it. And Valencia's through, and he's managed to turn his defender. And we get away with it. And so at half-time, you would have been forgiven for thinking the goals... Oh my God. I can't talk today, ladies and gentlemen. I do apologise for that. You would have thought that the scoreline would be greater than it is, but a 1-0 lead is still a lead nonetheless. Rota Volgograd have actually given us more trouble than Norwich did in the FA Cup. And that is full credit to them. I should have taken them a lot more seriously than I have. And I will now take them a lot more seriously going forward. Oh, well, that is just superb. That really is. For a team of their rating, a pass like that is otherworldly. Oh, Hadji. Oh, Hadji. Should have just taken the touch. But I wanted to get that pass away as soon as I could. It seemed like the best idea to get it done. Here's Willems. Got Arcas in support, but he might not need him actually. Early one into the box. Oh, Hernandez just wasn't quite quick enough off the mark there. Had the right idea, but just couldn't execute correctly. Ooh, Hernandez sniffs a goal. Here's another long one. McKenna underneath it, heads it to Zafuik. Good defensive continuity. They know where each other are going to be. And they take advantage of the fact. Here's Busquets. Hlošek will get there. He's got the talent. It's just knowing his teammates. That's the problem for him at the moment. As Willems again goes around his man way too easily. Oh, that's better from Hlošek. That's really, really good football from Hlošek and Hernandez. And it's a goal for a striker that a lot of Nottingham Forest fans hope will be the next Guerrero. That talismanic striker who netted them so many goals in recent years. That's just lovely, lovely play from Forest. I'm going to take the opportunity to make a change, actually. And it's going to be Harry Wilson on for Joe Lolly. I'm thinking about making a second change, actually. But what can we change with this bench? Should keep Frimpong in reserve, really. But I do want to give him some game time at the same time. I'll tell you what I want to try. Let's play Zafuik partnering Bremer. Because he is a massive, massive lump of flesh and bone. And he's quick. And he's got a good tackle on him. So he should be a pretty decent player to go alongside Bremer. And then we can have Frimpong at right back. Let's see how that works We have played Zafweek at centre-back before. Only the once, so it'll be interesting to see him play there again. It will give me a good idea of his abilities in that role. And his behaviours alongside another centre-back as well. As Zafweek, first time really, gets a chance. And his header is not immediately the best. Here he is with the ball at his feet. Now Frimpong, he's got no pressure on him, so he's just going to dribble forwards here. Plays it into Oriol Busquets. And now Arcas through into Hlošek, who plays a through ball. Lovely looking through ball. Didn't quite come off for him. Oh, that's a great ball to Hadji. Into the middle for Hernandez, perhaps. Not quite. Oh, come on, Busquets, get to that. Oh, no. Well, we get away with it. I thought he might have fouled his man when he was late coming onto the ball. But somehow I've gotten away with it, so that's all right. Through ball to Wilson. Frimpong now. Can he find the cross? Hadji. Oh, that was a lovely bit of football. Didn't come to anything, but it was a lovely bit of football. Here's Hadji again. Loves to run with the ball, the central midfielder. Arcas. Well, he looked for a lobbed ball over the top, couldn't find it. And Bremer just heads it on. Samba will come for it. Over the top, Hlošek couldn't quite get his head onto it. Frimpong into Hadji. Frimpong keeps running. Gets back onto the ball. Fouled on the edge of the area. Referee says no. Zafweek gets his body in the way of the ball. Good aggressive defence. Ooh, Wilson taken down by the collision with the other player. They're both back on their feet. They both look like they're okay. Hadji. Oh, it's a good shot. And it will be a corner. Lovely fluidity about the Forest passing game at the moment. Might make one final change with time running out now, and he hasn't had a game recently, so we'll throw on Cosgrove and see if we can make the most of our crossing. Now that we've got Hlošek and Cosgrove in the box, we are going to be an offensive force to be reckoned with in aerial situations. Speaking of Hlošek, he was very nearly on that ball. Here comes the away team. Volgograd looking to try and get a goal back, make something of this tie. And they might just manage it. They've looked dangerous at times. Olsen. Arcas now. I should have used the no-touch spin. Here we go, another chance. Couldn't find the right pass. Perhaps a lob would have been better. Zafweek wins the header. Wilson now free to run at the defence. Plays one over the top, looking for Hlošek. Can't quite get the weight on it. And there's the final whistle. It's another 2-0 win for Nottingham Forest. They seem to be making a habit of this at the moment. 3 points in the bag in the Europa League. It's a good result for the team. Hopefully that will put them in a really strong position going into match day 4 to be qualified and take a couple of games off, just rotate some players. So there we go, a fairly tight game, offensively speaking. Only the 5 shots for Nottingham Forest, 4 of them on target, 2 of them, of course, finding the back of the net. Volgograd, on the other hand, were actually a very, very game outfit, and we'll take them a lot more seriously in the return leg in Russia later on in the tournament. 2 shots, 2 on target, decent passing. They were very efficient with the ball, 37% of the possession, but they still managed to press us at times. That's a little bit better for Jetro Willems today. Arkas only getting a 5, as did Frimpong, but he didn't really have long on the pitch to really impress, shall we say. Good ratings for Volgograd as well. Let's have a look at the rest of the results from today's matches. I won't give you a running commentary on them. You can just pause the video if you want to see your favourite team's results here. Right, there we go. And that result actually puts us top of the group on 7 points, thanks to that win over Borussia Dortmund, which a lot would say was probably the shock of the group, if not the tournament. Goal difference of +4. Everything's looking rosy in the garden of Nottingham Forest at the moment. If we manage to win our next match, that could very well see us through, but it will depend on other results. So that's going to do it for another episode of The Forest Job. All that it leaves me to say is thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed today's episode, remember to subscribe and like and comment and all of that stuff that everyone tells you to do. I know that it's a pain, but it really does help. Even if you could just click the like button, that would be fantastic. It just helps more people see the videos. And look, I'm doing it for fun, but I'd be lying if I said I wouldn't like to have a few more views. So that'll do us for today's episode. Thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Until next time, thank you very much for watching. Take care. Bye-bye.